Indy Mogul.
This week on Indy News, a game-changing camera stabilizer, how Jurassic Park became Jurassic Park 3D, and step-by-step instructions to build a backpack into an over-the-shoulder camera rig. Hey Indy Mogulers, Griffin here. Most Steadicam devices, like my Glide Cam, use counterweights to stabilize the camera. But companies like Freefly, specializing in remote control aerial video, have replaced weights with gyroscopes to stabilize cameras. This week, they announced MoVI, a new handheld camera stabilizer that weighs under 4 pounds, but gets great results. Just look at this shot. At $15,000, it's definitely out of my price range, but it'll be interesting to see if this technology inspires cheaper options for filmmakers. This guy, for under $200, built a DIY GoPro gyroscope that has me thinking, maybe I need to try this. Jurassic Park 3D, which premiered this week, is the first post-converted film I've seen. That is, a film that was shot in 2D, but digitally converted to 3D. And I have to say, it looks really good. This is a film that was shot in a rainy jungle, and somehow they separated every leaf and raindrop to create depth. Stereo D, the same company that converted Titanic, worked with Steven Spielberg for 9.5 months on 183,000 frames of film. Some of the process is automated, but a human literally has to draw a map over each shot to assign depth. This painstaking process took 700 people to complete only 26 seconds of the film each day. If you're wondering how 3D is projected and what the glasses do, here's a video where I explain 3D cinema. You can also find that link in the video description. Here's a breaking news update. I was just about to click export and finish today's episode when I got a tweet from Random TV USA about some news from Blackmagic at the NAB conference. They have announced that they have 2 new cameras. One is a $4,000 4K version of the Blackmagic cinema camera. But even more exciting is this really interesting little tiny camera. They're calling it the Pocket Rocket, and it's $1,000. It can shoot 1080 raw video on this little iPhone-sized camera, and it uses micro 4/3 lenses. So all of my lenses for my GH3 would work on this camera, and it shoots raw. So now I think maybe I got to get this camera. But I just want to let you know about that. You should go look up this information. It is very cool new stuff. After last week's episode, where I showed you my $4 no-handed camera rig, many of you asked how I built my over-the-shoulder rig that I wore during South by Southwest. It's a modified version of the over-the-shoulder rig I wore during the Warrior Dash race, but this time, knowing I'd be wearing a backpack anyway at the film festival, I looked for a way to attach a camera. I used 28 inches of PVC pipe, a T-joint, 2 45-degree angle joints, and an end cap, which has a hole, some rubber, and a 1/4-inch screw to attach my GoPro. This whole rig will stand vertically. This arm extends the camera away from my body to a nice height over my shoulder, and these 2 arms provide stability when attached to the bag. My first thought was to sew these pipes directly onto the bag, but that would be difficult and they'd never come off. So instead, I found these elastic bands and some replacement rubber bands for my shotgun mic shock mount. I imagine a doubled up hair tie would also work well. I sewed these onto the bag in 4 spots, which hold the PVC pipe in place. Add the camera and I'm ready to go. You notice the backpack is in the shot, but the PVC pipe is completely hidden. It's fun wearing a camera behind your head. People are curious about it, it's a great conversation starter, and it's nice being able to capture a bunch of interesting video without having hands on the camera. Anytime you rig a camera onto a moving object like a person or a car, the video will be shaky. But if you include part of the person or the car in the shot, that provides a stable visual that anchors the shot, and makes it much more interesting to watch than had I simply worn the camera on my shoulder. So I hope that gives you some ideas for your DIY projects. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Here's some over-the-shoulder video I shot at the film festival, and I hope on my personal channel to put together a mix of all of the footage that I shot while I was there. Also on this week's playlist is a behind-the-scenes look at the new MoVI camera stabilizer. I also have Steven Spielberg and the 3D conversion team talking about Jurassic Park, and this week's new and notable video contests. So thanks for watching. Oh, and I forgot, my cat haiku video won film fights this week. So I just want to thank everyone. You can check it out right here if you haven't seen it. But thank you for voting. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.